a great quarterback, championship quarterback in Buffalo. Now with Hud, with his wife Joanne alongside.
And he looks like he's shaking his head that he can't believe that the Redskins are losing to the Dallas Cowboys in the fourth quarter by 14-7.
Harper's the man in motion. The fake is to Smith. The pass is caught by Alfredo Roberts. Close to a first down, and it is. Govea made the stop.
Hey, Steve Berline has come in, and he's been very cool.
Washington only 5 first downs. And look at that time of possession.
And I'll tell you the other big thing is look at that rushing yards, 31. This is back to what they were a couple of years ago. This is what they were the last time Dallas beat them on Thanksgiving Day in Dallas. And they changed from this, and now they're back to it today. Dallas made them get back to it.
Smith to about the 22. Stopped by Johnson. 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6.
But you know, here it is. You're 11-0. You got this undefeated thing. You got the dream. You got the history. And it all comes down to one quarter. I'll tell you, you really got to fight for it. I mean, this is something that's worth fighting for. And I don't know. I mean, the Redskins, to me, we're in the fourth quarter now, but the Redskins, to me, have looked flat all day. Now, the Cowboys, again, you got to give them credit because they've had a lot to do with making them look flat so far.
2nd and 7. This is a situation where Jimmy Johnson said they'll come after you, and here they come. Berline. Touchdown to Irvin. Spectacular catch. Dallas 20, Washington 7. Watch this catch.
Watch it here again. You see, he turned Darrell Green. He got his hips turned. Then he started going to the post. The ball's a little behind him. And as you say, that was a great catch.
Willis with Novacek puts Dallas ahead 21-7. Irvin, 8 catches for 117 yards and a touchdown. Redskins 107. Michael Irvin, 8 receptions, the touchdown you just saw a moment ago. Dallas 2 out of 3 on 4th down, and that's been a big key as well.
Of course, the whole gambling of Jimmy Johnson today, you add to those 4th down plays, you add to the big day that Michael Irvin, and then you remember the onside kick was another gambling play that worked for him.
Willis to kick it off. Ryan Mitchell at the 5. At about the 27. Here's that touchdown again, and again, a catch worth looking at again.
Well, let's watch it on the clicker now. Irvin's going to come here, and he's going to try and get his hips turned. You see right there, he gets Darrell Green's hips turned out. Now, when they're turned out, now he can go inside to the post. And then he does that. Now, that was just a heck of a catch. His ball was thrown behind him and all that. But as he comes down the field, he was keying his hips. Once, he would go straight at him and get his hips turned, and then, boom, he was going to go to the inside.
Dallas 21-7 over the Redskins and ripping back to throw it. Going for a bunch at once. Intercepted by the Cowboys. Larry Brown. And the Cowboys take over. Gary Clark, the intended receiver.
I think the Redskins were forced to do that when they got 2 touchdowns down. Now they couldn't run anymore. Now they had to go, and they felt they had to do something quickly. So when you have to do something quickly, you start going for the big one. You start forcing things. You start throwing bad passes, and that was one of all of those things. Just watch the coverage over here. You see they're going to run Clark deep. You see Larry Brown is just staying underneath him. That's a bad throw. He saw it all the way and just picked it off. But the Redskins offensively are pressing now.
Burline going for Harbor, going too far. Brown. Same name as one of those in the Redskin Ring of Honor. Boy, what a player he was. Not the same one, though.
No, it's not the same one. I think when you think of tough running backs, think of Larry Brown.
I don't think I ever saw him score standing up.
He was always flying through the air, wasn't he? Being knocked through the air.
Here's Emmett Smith hit behind the line by Fred Stokes. A loss of 2. Again, let's send you back to our New York studios and Greg Gumbel.
Well, Pat, if it's happening at the Metrodome, it must be Barry Sanders. From 4 yards out, his 3rd TD of the day, his league-leading 13th of the year. As they begin the 4th quarter, it's 24-7 Lions who are preparing for the Bears Thanksgiving Day here on CBS. Pat?
All right, Greg, 21-7 here. A shocker as the Cowboys trying to bring an end to that 11-game Redskin winning streak. AG is the lone setback. 3rd down 11. Here comes the all-out blitz. Burline gets away from it early. And down he goes. Monty Coleman. 6th sack today by the Redskins. I thought this quarterback might have been hurt.
Yeah, they've already lost Aikman. It'll look like Burline could have gotten one here. They come out on the all-out blitz. He just gets dragged down there. He went in a way that you normally don't bend.
Saxon back to punt. Brian Mitchell back deep for Washington. Under 12 minutes left now. Dallas 21, Washington 7. Good kick. Single fair catch. Clark and handled at the 8. Washington with a long way to go. Burline is limping. Steve Burline had his ankle retaped after that hit by Coleman. Done a good job, and it looks like he could be back. That's the backup, Craig Cup, who can't play. But then the other 2 can't play. Aikman's out with a sprained right knee. 1st and 10 Redskins. Long 8, Rippon back to throw. That's Gary Clark. Tripped up at the 26 by Washington.
See now, you know, Troy Aikman is out. Steve Burline is playing. Now, Craig Cup is the 46th player. You can have 45 active. You can have an extra quarterback can dress as an emergency quarterback only.
Jack Del Rio stops Gary Clark. A gain of 7 and a Redskins 2nd down and 3 situation coming up as they hurry up. No huddle.
The Redskins know that they need 2 touchdowns to tie.
Trying to set up the screen pass, incomplete as Rippon is knocked down by Russell Maryland. Broke up the middle free. That'll stop the clock with 11 minutes, 1 second left, and Dallas leading 21-7.
You know, you have to like what the Cowboys have done all day to keep the Redskins out of rhythm. A lot of it has been the offense. A lot of it has been the quarterback and Michael Irvin. A lot of it's been the defense, but I think you have to give a whole batch of credit to Jimmy Johnson. I think he came in here today with a very aggressive game plan.
3rd and 3. Some surprising scores around the NFL today. Rippon back to throw it. Now he might take off with it. He does throw it to Gary Clark. 1st down Redskins. Larry Brown. A gain of 11, however, is Rippon trying to get things moving in a hurry.
And you can feel the urgency of the Redskins. They know they're 11-0. Their undefeated season is slipping away from them right here, and you can feel urgency.
He goes in a hurry. Caught by Clark again. first down in a game at 13. Jimmy Johnson thinks the ball hit the ground.
Jimmy Johnson wants to look at it. He wants to look at it before they get this ball snapped. They got the ball snapped, so it doesn't make any difference.
Irvin's inside the 35. Tripped up by Robert Williams. 8-yard gain.
Yeah, here's the one that they beat the replay on. I think it was a catch anyway. It didn't make any difference, but the Redskins are going no huddle.
And they're going again.
Everyone has to be thinking, if you can do it now, why didn't you do it all day like this? That's what the Buffalo Bills did. That's why they use the no huddle. Jimmy Johnson saying, timeout. We got to slow this thing down. Let's get over here, regroup, get this thing back under control.
That pass to Monk, good for another Redskin first down and a 10-yard gain. 21-7, Cowboys lead. RFK Stadium in Washington. Pat Summerall with John Madden. Look at the wide receiver comparison so far.
You know, coming in with the posse and everything, you'd think that Washington would have the 247. The interesting thing, 60 of those yards of the Redskins have just come on this drive. 5 receptions and 60 yards.
Redskins ready to go at the Cowboy 20 to 24-yard line.
I think they have to keep this hurry-up pace that they've developed. They got to reestablish it and keep it going.
Monk started inside, comes back outside, and here's Rippon back to throw. Clark incomplete. Larry Brown was the cover man. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Dallas has 2 timeouts remaining. Washington all of theirs.
Gary Clark ran a beautiful pattern on that. That's a corner pattern. What you do is you go down and you make the defender, you see him up on top, you make him think you're going in, and then you go back out, and then the ball was thrown deep, so then as he went back out, he could also go up. So he beat him out to the corner and up to the end zone. The ball was just thrown too deep.
Rippon's protection has really held up throughout this drive. Incomplete, intended for Clark. They brought a safety man, Ray Horton, to pressure Rippon.
And you're not going to see Gary Clark drop a lot of them. He's even taken off his gloves. But the reason he did, he's let the ball get too close to his body. You see it? He gets it in there, and the ball comes in, hits his shoulder pads, and bounces out. Watch it. You see, you got to catch it out in front. Well, it just hit his right elbow first. Right. His elbow to his shoulder pads. He never did get his hands on it.
3rd and 10. 9:38 left to play with Dallas up by 2 touchdowns and Ricky Sanders, the man in motion. They only rushed 3 this time. Incomplete. It was in Ricky Sanders' abdomen and flew out of there.
I'll tell you, Mark Rippon has done his part. He's thrown 2 perfect passes. One to Clark that he dropped, and then another one here to Ricky Sanders.
That one could have been touched by Larry Brown.
That one also looked like it could have been a touchdown. Of course, he overthrew Clark 3 passes ago, threw one to Clark that was dropped, and then throws this one. I mean, the hand could have gotten in the way or something, but when you're playing for an undefeated season, those have to be touchdowns.
They're going on 4 and 10. Rippon has time, gets it to Irvin, and he'll have a Redskin first down. Gant made the stop, but the Redskins have moved the chains. 13-yard pickup.
And the Redskins are going without a huddle again. I think this is their best football. That's the 4th time today these teams have gone for it on 4th down.
3rd and close to the end zone, tripped up by Washington. A gain of 10.
Yeah, it was like the Redskins offense finally got a wake-up call. Jimmy Johnson had this thing under control. The Redskins went to the no huddle. They changed the whole pace of the game, and they've taken over.
1st and goal at the 1.
And remember, they still need 2 touchdowns. And that's the top.
8.5 minutes left to play. Dallas 21, Washington 7.
This is heavy jumbo.
That's Riggs. Touchdown, Washington.
Was a championship drive.
That's how you stay unbeaten. Drives like that. Bo Miller.
And sometimes urgency's good.
13 plays, 92 yards. Riggs got the touchdown on a 1-yard run.
Of course, this is a touchdown. Heavy jumbo, 4 tight ends, 1 running back. Good block, and they get it. But the big play was that 4th down play. And it went for it on 4th down to Ricky Irvin. Here you see the Redskins control the line of scrimmage. Good lead block by Donnie Warren. Riggs right in behind him. The first 8 times, they had 107 yards. That last drive, 92 yards.
And their first offensive touchdown against Dallas here since 1988.
I think Dallas came out with a game plan that took the Redskins away and took them off balance, had them back on their heels. And they were back on their heels for 3 quarters. And they finally, on that drive, started to get up on their toes.
Well, a big shock, I think, John, was they went right at Darrell Green. Most people don't do that. Kickoff is handled by Alexander Wright to about the 26, where Dallas will take over. 16-yard return.
You know, there's parts in a game that are big parts. And if you're going to be good, you have to realize and recognize when they are before it's too late. This is a big part of the game because they have to stop them. The Redskins have to stop them and get the ball back. The Cowboys, they have to control it. They need some first down.
First and 10, Dallas at their own 26. 8 minutes, 12 seconds left to play. They're not going to sit on it. Incomplete. Caroline under pressure. Alfredo Roberts was the intended receiver.
The players on the field can feel it. They know this undefeated. The players on the bench know it. Look at Ron Middleton. They're trying to get the crowd into it. They want this crowd to go crazy. They know that they want this undefeated thing. You can look at the undefeated teams. 3 teams have gone 12-0 in NFL history. These Redskins want to be part of history.
The Bears twice, and the Dolphins in their great 17-0 season. Caroline back to throw. Pass is caught by Harper. A Dallas first down. Martin Mayhew.
Again, you know, Alvin Harper is a rookie, #1 draft choice, and I think that, you know, he started and he was just out there playing, but today, I think he became an NFL pro.
He caught the pass just before halftime that put Dallas ahead, and he caught it cleanly. 4 catches, 101 yards, and that Hail Mary touchdown. There's another guy that's done a heck of a job.
He has earned his money.
2 tight ends set up. Emmett Smith, the lone back. Smith, the ball carrier, near midfield. Mayhew and Edwards. There's Troy Aikman out with a sprained right knee. Look at the Dallas wide receivers today.
Well, you know, both of them, Irvin and Harper, both caught over 100 yards. Both have had a touchdown. Those are the type of numbers that you expect from the Redskins and the Possum, not from the Dallas Cowboys against the Redskins.
Second and 3.
You can feel the urgency here. Everyone wants him to stop him so the offense can get the ball back again.
Again, a 2 tight end setup. Same play again. Emmett Smith is stopped short of a first down by Mayhew and Stokes. It'll be 3rd and 1.
And you don't think this sets up a big 3rd down? You know, Jimmy Johnson has been gambling all day. Now, if you wanted to continue your gambling, this would be a great spot to go for a play pass. Fake the run and get them all, because they're all going to be up there. The whole Redskins have to be up there to stop the run. Fake the run and throw a pass and the game would be over.
3rd and short. About a yard. They're all going to be up there. 1 man deep. Smith deep for Dallas. He got the first down. Clarence Vaughn made the stop. Emmett Smith got 4 yards. That's a big first down.
You were talking about the old Redskin Larry Brown flying. How about Emmett Smith? Watch him on this one. He flies for a first down. If you're going to get a first down, give it to your best guy. He just took off and he didn't land until he was 4 yards downfield.
That's what you call walking on air.
What you call launching yourself.
We asked him last week before they played the Giants how many times he'd like to handle the ball. He said about 18, maybe 20. Today he's had it 27 times.
But they usually don't get into their rhythm till around 12 or 15.
Here comes the blitz. There's Emmett Smith to about the 41. Eric Williams tripped him up. They blitzed the safety man.
Watch Emmett Smith here and just his eyes. He's looking, he knows where he's going. He's looking at the hole, he's looking where he has to go. Then he's going to read this thing. It's a little draw. He knows there's nothing inside. Pop it out and then cut it back.
2nd and 6. At the Redskin 40, the clock running. Big day for Emmett Smith. He's going to get some more chances. Here comes the blitz again. Smith tripped up in the backfield for a loss of 3 by Wilbur Marshall.
That was the play the Redskins needed.
And a timeout, Redskins. Stopping the clock with 4:04 left to play. Dallas up by a touchdown. Who has traditionally played on Thanksgiving Day. Their opponent in 1934 was the Chicago Bears. They're still at it. This drive by the Cowboys, 3rd and 9. This drive has consumed so far 4 minutes 17 seconds. Here comes the Redskin blitz again. They get it out quickly to Irvin. Another first down on Darrell Green.
That's the play he needed. Steve Berline recognized that as a play. He knew that he couldn't get it in a run. He had to throw it. Darrell Green is up there tight the way he should be. He takes on Irvin. Irvin gets away. He has the bigger body. He uses the bigger body for maybe the biggest first down of the game.
Michael Irvin limping off.
After you catch 9 passes for 130 yards and a touchdown, I'll tell you, you deserve to get a little rest.
Harper left. Darrell Green comes out with him. Emmett Smith barrels down to the Redskin 25. Stopped by Edwards.
See, that allowed him to do that.
This is a great drive.
I know it, and that allowed him, that pass by Berline to Michael Irvin allowed him now go back slow again, go back to Emmett Smith, or run out the time. The Redskins have already used one timeout. They only have 2 left, and now the Cowboys want to slow everything down.
2:45 left on the game clock. Berline 7 out of 12. 1 touchdown, 109 yards. 2nd down and 5. Smith in the backfield by Tim Johnson. A loss of 2. Redskins take another timeout. They're down to 1.
And another big third down coming up. I think the Cowboys and Jimmy Johnson are probably thinking right now that they can take 2 plays to get a first down. You know, or take 1 play and go for a field goal. That's what he has to think now. You know, it was interesting when we talked to Jimmy Johnson a week ago. He said that they have, in successive weeks, they had to play Houston in Houston, the Giants in New York, and the Redskins in Washington. He said he felt to make the playoffs, they had to win 1 of the 3. Well, when they lost to Houston and they lost to New York, and this was that last 1 of 3, it looked awfully bleak.
It sure did. You're playing a team that's 11-0, but right now they lead it by a touchdown. 2:23 left on the game clock. Troy Aikman out with a sprained right knee.
You know, and now do you go for the first down here? Do you think of 2 downs, or do you go to kick? And you remember that they've already missed 2 field goals today.
Irvin back in the game, split wide to the right. Awalt in motion. The Redskins showing blitz. They might have jumped off sides, but Emmitt Smith is going to get a first down. Mayhew is coming on a blitz. They might have blown this one dead before it ever got underway.
Well, if they did, it's going to be a break for the Washington Redskins.
They're going to refuse the penalty.
Offside, 71 defense. That penalty is declined. First down.
Jimmy Johnson is just saying, hold on to the ball. Now he's telling Emmitt Smith, hey, we don't need any more touchdowns. We don't need any more first downs. We don't need to break away anything. You know, he's reminding him he knows what happened in Houston. All we want to do is hold on to the ball. That is tough. And I know exactly what he's talking about.
You think they need to be told?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, sometimes they just have to remind her. You have to go through the motions of telling them.
1st and 10 at the Redskin 20. Whoa, almost a fumble. A bad exchange between the center and the quarterback. 2 minutes and 17 seconds now left.
Jimmy Johnson wasn't thinking of that. He was thinking of the running back. He wasn't thinking of the exchange.
Quarterback before the snap. Coming out without the ball.
That looked like the center missed the snap count.
Well, or Berline left early, and that'll happen. Sometimes the quarterback will forget the snap count. And Steve Berline, I would bet, was the guy who forgot the snap count. He moved early.
1st and 15. Today's game was produced by Robert D. Stenner and directed by Sandy Grossman. NFL Today produced by Eric Mann, directed by Duke Struck. Senior producer of the NFL on CBS, Ed Gorin. The executive producer is Ted Shaker. 1st and 15. They give to Emmitt Smith. A gain of 3, perhaps. Timeout.
You know, there's been a lot of gutsy performances today.
Redskins.
Emmitt Smith,
Yep.
You know, you'd have to say is a gutsy performance. The offensive line of the Cowboys, I think, has done an outstanding job. Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman staying in there. And then when Troy Aikman went down, Steve Berline coming in and making some of the big plays that he's made. But the best friend of a quarterback is a good running game. And once you have that going, it's easy to keep other things going.
Well, the Dallas defense has done a heck of a job, the whole defensive unit.
Redskins can just see this thing slipping away. You know, you get into these rivalry games, and it's amazing what a rivalry can do, because I don't think anyone would argue coming in that the Redskins are a better team than the Cowboys.
I think since I've been in broadcasting, John, I've done something like 35 Redskin Cowboy games. The most memorable one has to be the Clint Longley game, but this one ranks right up there. Emmitt Smith just jumps into the pile and holds on to the ball. Perhaps a yard. Tim Johnson at the bottom of the pile. Redskins are out of timeouts, but they'll get the 2-minute warning to stop the clock. Dallas 21, Washington 14. 2 minutes to go. Here's a guy that's done a heck of a job. Both of them, in fact. Stadium in Washington. Pat Summerall with John Madden. Dallas 21, Washington 14. Willis could put it away. He's missed twice today.
But I think the thing that the Cowboys are thinking here is that the Redskins don't have any timeouts. Just get the ball on the ground and keep the ball and take time off the clock. I don't even know if you have to kick a field goal.
And it's Smith. Berline. That might have taken him out of range, his field goal range. It would have been 37 yards. Now it's going to be 42.
I didn't know that they didn't out-trick themselves. I don't think they needed that. I don't think they needed that. I think they could have just stuck with putting Emmitt Smith in there, and I don't think they needed a trick with Steve Berline on that play, but they've done everything else so perfectly today. You probably don't even have to bring that up.
It makes a 5 yards longer field goal, and they can't afford another penalty, or it would take him out of range if they run too much time off of the clock.
Now they're probably going to let it go. That's down to 3. They're probably going to take the timeout.
Dallas, that's their first charge timeout.
Novacek is the holder. They have 2 timeouts left. Dallas with 1 minute and 19 seconds left to play. A reminder again, coming up after football, final round coverage of the Shark Shootout. 10 two-man teams have already competed in best ball and alternate shot formats. Today, they'll play a scramble to decide the winner and the winning team. Right now, Percher and Lanny Watkins, that's Tom Percher, lead by 7. Dallas down to 1 timeout remaining. Novacek, the holder. Willis will try a 42-yarder. He's missed twice today. 1 minute 19 left. The kick this time is good. And Dallas' lead is now 10.
You know, the big thing about that drive, Pat, they got the field goal. I don't know if they needed that or not. But after the Redskins scored, they took 7:07 off that clock on that drive.
And they took a lot of years off his life.
He's helping that thing hook in there. Did you see you talk about stress and then the release of stress? There was a picture of it. Watch this thing hook in there. You start it outside the right upright and just let it come on in. And hope it come on in.
Whoa. If he hadn't been a soccer style kicker, that wouldn't have been good.
Well, you know, one that he did miss just hooked too much, and it was over the left upright. But again, they took all the wind out of the sails of the Redskins by holding that ball 7 minutes and 7 seconds on that drive. That was a heck of a drive.
Boy, you're so right. The Redskins were coming back and rolling. Willis kickoff. Line driver, fielded by Mitchell. And Mitchell out of the pack to the 37, almost broke it. 27-yard return, stopped by James Washington. The Redskins out of timeouts with 1 minute and 8 seconds left to play, and down by 10.
You know what the Redskins could do here is I would try and get one play, hit it down inside the 40 and kick a field goal right now, then go an onside kick and then try and get it again.
That's about their only hope. A lot of surprising scores around the NFL today. Caught but not out of bounds by Clark. Ricky Sanders, beg your pardon.
And he's going to be able to get off the field. I still think they have to get one more and then kick the field goal.
Incomplete. Clark had it and lost it. Hit by Ray Horton.
Thing is, the Redskins gave it a good run, being undefeated. I thought they, had a good chance of going undefeated, but there's some people say maybe it's good to lose a game. I've never believed that theory.
No.
I never believed that a loss ever helped anyone, and I know Joe Gibbs well enough. I know Joe Gibbs doesn't believe that baloney.
Ripping back to throw. Under 40 seconds left now. Clark, pass complete.
Now I think they got to kick the field goal. Just throw the ball out of bounds, kick the field goal, onside kick, then go for the touchdown.
Clock still running. Rippin stops it with 25 seconds left.
I was going to say that's what I'd do. They aren't going to do that, so that doesn't make any difference.
So much for thinking.
Well, it's a way. It's the only way you have a chance to win. You don't have a chance to win the other way because you need 2 scores. But
this game is presented by authority of the National Football League. This CBS telecast intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of CBS, the Washington Redskins, and the National Football League is prohibited. Rippin going for Sanders. Touchdown. 18 seconds left.
that's the other way you have a chance to win it. Throw a touchdown pass, then go for the onside kick, and then kick a field goal.
Penalty marker down right at the goal line. Let's see what this is about.
Well, they called it a touchdown, so it couldn't be that he didn't get in there.
They call it a touchdown again.
That's Bob McElwee, the referee.
Touchdown is good. Taunting against number 83, unsportsmanlike. That's a 15-yard penalty on the kickoff.
Oh, that's going to really kill
is
them.
it?
Because now they can't go for the onside kick. They're calling that taunting.
And that's a 15-yard penalty.
You saw him throw the ball, and then he must have said something.
24-20. Lo Miller's kick is good. Let's watch that touchdown by Sanders again.
Well, Roger, you see number 30, Isaac Holt, is there on the ground. And he throws the ball right at Isaac Holt, or Isaac Holt thought he did. Then Holt jumped up like he did. Maybe Holt drew that play.
All right, now for another NFL update. Back to Greg Gumbel in New York.
Pat and John at Tampa. Phil Simms in at quarterback for the injured Jeff Hostetler. A 30-yard touchdown pass to Stephen Baker with 16 seconds to play in regulation. The Giants are up by a touchdown, Pat.
Dallas 24, Washington 21 at RFK Stadium. 18 seconds left to play. Rippon's 29-yard pass to Sanders gave the Redskins some glimmer of hope. But then the taunting penalty puts them all the way back to the 20, and that's where they'll have to kick off from.
And I don't know, and that took it away, because even if they get the onside kick, then they're still going to be at the 30. They still have 70 yards to go for a touchdown.
No timeouts in 18 seconds.
I don't think Ricky Sanders could believe that that was a 15-yard penalty. I don't know. You know, I mean, Isaac Holt was down there, and I don't know. I mean, that seems to be awfully extreme. I think that somewhere, if a guy just reacts and there's no premeditation, I don't think it should be a penalty.
I don't see how it can be taunting if it's not premeditated.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, you have to let them, just be themselves. But now the Redskins still have to go for the onside kick here. Here it is again. The only thing is that Isaac Holt, number 30, was in that area. And Isaac Holt, maybe by jumping up like that, maybe that drew the penalty.
18 seconds left. Lo Miller will kick off from his own 20.
the penalty has to be an offside penalty against the Redskins.
Offside on the kicking team. That penalty is declined. First down.
First down, Dallas, and they can just sit on it now. The 11-game winning streak is over.
And I'll tell you, I think of all the games that I've watched and that we've done together, I think that Jimmy Johnson has done more with less than any game that I can remember in a big game. I think this is one of the best coaching jobs that I have ever seen. I mean, he came in here, he was an underdog in RFK. They were undefeated.
That's a pretty fine tribute. Dallas had the ball 38 minutes and 51 seconds. If you're looking for secrets and reasons, the coaching, the dominance of the clock, whatever, they did a heck of a job.
Michael Irvin, what a day he had. Troy Aikman until he was injured. Burline coming in. And, of course, Emmitt Smith. Once you get that kind of running, you can have a big day. And you got to give credit to the offensive line. They controlled the game, the offensive line of the Cowboys.
It's a final at RFK. The Cowboys 24, the Redskins 21. A remarkable show. Troy Aikman with a sprained right knee. Once again, the final score from RFK Stadium is Dallas 24, Washington 21. Stay tuned for the NFL Today postgame show. Greg and Terry will have all the scores, highlights, and latest information. You're watching CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League.